Mischief Makers. My passion for you burns just as strongly as my earliest gaming days when I was 2 or 3. How shall I share my love of you to the kind souls online? A review? Not enough. A playthrough? Oh, no, more than that. What is this? Hello, I'm 64 Girl to the rescue. If you're watching this video, then you are most likely a Mischief Makers fan like myself. We've played this game multiple times and know it back and forth, and have seen every video you can find on YouTube. You love it, I love it, but have you ever wondered if there was something more to this game? A deeper meaning that hid itself in plain sight? Well, please lend an ear, my fellow Mischief Makers fans, for I have a couple of theories that I'd love to share with you. For those who don't know about Mischief Makers, which would be a miracle if you stumbled across this video, here's what it's about. You play as Marina, a super intergalactic Cybot G. No player knows what that is, but darn it, it sounds so cool. Well, regardless of the fact that she's actually a maid robot. Anyway, her creator is Professor Theo. Simply known as the Professor, Theo is famous on an intergalactic level for being a genius in robotics. Too bad he gets kidnapped comically fast in the beginning of the game. Now Marina has to grab, shake, and throw her way through Clancer to rescue her creator. It's a fun game. You should totally play it, or find a playthrough of it so that the rest of this video makes just a little bit more sense. Now onto the theories! My first theory is that this entire game is actually about growing up as a female teen, while facing, or even fighting, societal pressures. Marina seems to represent a young girl who just became a teenager. Each stage can resemble the different types of obstacles Marina encounters in her journey as a juvenile. The first stage is the tutorial stage. Starting out is relatively simple. Adults may come to you and give you all kinds of tips and bombard you with advice on being a teenager. Here you learn the basics of what you need to overcome many of the challenges ahead. Some of the challenges begin to appear in the later levels of the stage. As you may know though, these levels aren't very difficult to beat. Wow, Marina may think, if these are the only hindrances I'll have to face as a teen, then I'll be an adult by tomorrow. You then get to the final level of the stage that leads right into the next one. Stage 2 takes place in a shrine in a volcano. Now here's your first real obstacle. This stage can either represent religion or society. Whichever it is, you are now being pressured into acting more girly. This can be due to what is written in a doctrine or quote-unquote rules placed by society. Well, that or you're being pressured into joining a group of some kind. So much pressure. It's kind of turning up the temperature, isn't it? Alright, next stage. In this stage, you meet Lunar. I admit, I used to have a crush on this character. He was totally insane and overboard with his guns, lasers, and explosions everywhere. I've grown older now and, well, anyone else think he might be overcompensating for something? He's overconfident, but deep down, he's insecure. That's why he looks down on you. These are the other obstacles, doubt and insecurity. After saying no to being girly or choosing not to join a group, you may be treated like an outcast. Others make fun of you and you shy away from being social. It is kinda colder standing alone than with a group of friends. Stage 4. You have confidence in yourself now. Yay! Unfortunately, you're kind of overdoing it. You're trying to prove to everyone that you are capable and you're as tough as a rock. You want to destroy any notion that girls can't be as strong as boys, if not stronger. Anyone who disagrees will be immediately crushed. You eventually find out, though, that being independent doesn't mean being the toughest or the strongest physically. Here's where you start to discover your own identity, molded and shaped by you, not society. your very own style. You got this. But lastly comes the fifth and most difficult stage of all. This may be the toughest hurdle a female teen must face. The birds and the bees. Anyone ever notice that? This is actually what sparked the beginning of my theory. That and the fact that Merkel calls himself Dr. Smooth-Love. Nothing like a name such as Dr. Smooth-Love to make you want to digest those butterflies in your stomach, eh, ladies? The pressure is on again. This time, though, you find a nice guy and gain feelings for him. He seems to gain feelings for you, and you two start dating. At some point, though, he wants you to give him more than just a few hugs and kisses a day. You don't feel ready for this, yet you don't want to let him go. It's as if you feel trapped. You do choose not to eventually, but this results in a nasty breakup. Thus far, this is the most painful moment of your life. It feels like the world has ended. You are now facing an inner struggle, where all of the negativity you have encountered on your journey is coming back to haunt you, to hurt you. Regardless of the pain, you do try to live your life. However, the pain is too much. No matter how you try to avoid thinking about it or blocking it from the forefront of your mind, the pain just keeps coming. It's becoming overwhelming. It's nearly unbearable. Has society claimed yet another victim who dares try to oppose it? No. Marina does not give up. It's time to do something that's gotten you this far in your journey. Shake it off. After all of that, it feels like you can do anything. You've overcome every obstacle that was thrown at you. Time to continue your life with your head held high. Do all of you remember how in the secret ending when Marina turns into a human, she could either look like she's 13 or 18 based on the age you put for your profile? I believe that her journey can be completed when she's still a young teen or when she's grown into an adult. However, the end of this journey leads into a new one, right? Right? Actually, Marina becoming a human kinda symbolizes her finding her identity and becoming an individual, separate from the pressures of what society wants her to be. Think that her becoming an independent woman has nothing to do with this? Remember the intro? Look at that pose. Doesn't it look familiar? Anyhow, the professor is like her innocence. Society is trying to take away her innocence, even almost killing it in the end. Why is the embodiment of her innocence an old man? For one thing, Marina is more masculine than feminine in nature. Also, if an individual's innocence is represented by a person, then that person would most likely age faster than the individual, maybe even dying when the individual becomes an adult. So there's my first theory. It's horrible, but I'll explain why later. Here comes my second theory. One question has plagued many of us Mischief Makers fans for a long time. Let me give you a scenario first. Mommy, this game is so much fun. Throwing these clancers around is silly. Mommy? Why? Why is it when you throw these clancers it's fine, but these clancers die? It's simple, really. These clancers aren't real clancers. They were created by the evil empire. It kind of makes sense. Remember the introduction of the game where the clancers were rising from the ground? These clancers are either zombies or artificial. Whichever it is, they have weaker bodies. That's why they die so easily. Do you also remember what Geode said in the first level of the game? He said that the evil empire was able to persuade a lot of clancers into becoming evil just because clancers are nice? What, no explanation on how the evil empire did it? This sounds preposterous. However, why would the evil empire make copies of clancers? Let me give you another scenario. This one might hit closer to home. While browsing videos on YouTube, has a video ever piqued your interest because it has a ton of views? If you answered yes, then you understand why the Empire is probably creating fake clancers, maybe. Supposedly. Real clancers probably took one look at an army of fake clancers and thought, if all of those clancers joined the new Empire, maybe I should at least check it out. Fake clancers can be recruiters, spies, foot soldiers, and possibly more. They blend in very well with the normal clancers. So shouldn't the Empire take their fakes and just go rule the universe, since that's their goal and all? Well, their fakelings are weaklings. At least the real clancers can take a clan bomb to the face. And plus, a planet clancer has gems that they can mine. You can totally heal or something and you can be immortal. That's probably the other theory. Oh well. Did you enjoy my theories? I'll admit that they are incomplete. I didn't explain well in my first theory how each level contributed to being a particular obstacle. My second theory could also use more research and details. Heck, I didn't even mention Kalina. She's Marina's doppelganger and one of the main occurring villains in the game. And yet, Marina never fights her. Well, except for that one very satisfying. What's up with that? You fight this guy twice, he never says anything to you, you don't even know his name, and yet Kalina only gets a... And what about Taurus? To be honest, there's a reason why I shared my unfinished series with you. I want to finish it with all of you, my fellow Mischief Makers fans. What I want to do is review each and every single level in the game and talk about the details in each. I said each twice, didn't I? Sorry. Anyways, I'll call these videos level reviews. It'll be one level each video. I said each again. Anyway, and I'll be talking about the goal of each level, the design of the background and foreground, the characters, the music, how to get the gold gem, and whatever else there is. Oh, I'll also talk about training. I personally believe that if you can unintentionally improve your skills with your favorite pastime, then you can improve even more so than usual if you train yourself with it. Now, why would I want to make these videos? Besides being passionate about this game, I'm doing it for all of you, my dear Mischief Makers fans. I too believe that this game is an underrated gem and that it deserves more attention. When I was a little girl, I loved playing this game so much that I actually looked up Mischief Makers 2. I naively thought at the time that good games automatically have sequels. Instead of finding out which console to save up for Mischief Makers 2, I found the reviews. Each of the reviews I read boiled down to one sentence. Mischief Makers isn't a good game because it's two-dimensional. Now, I didn't know at the time that the Nintendo 64 was revolutionary for its 3D games and whatnot. Heck, I didn't even know what a console was. Even so, the reviews didn't say anything about gameplay or mechanics. The core parts that makes a game a game. If you are doing a game review and you don't say a word about how the game plays, then it's not a real game review. Sheesh! I apologize for that rant. If you look up Mischief Makers reviews nowadays, then you won't really find those pseudo-game reviews I read as a kid. They've either been deleted or buried under all of the true game reviews. Whatever the reason, I say good riddance. Now that all of that is out the way, I hope you guys will join me on this journey. Feel free to discuss your theories in the comment section below. I look forward to making these level reviews. Oh, and I plan on making other kinds of videos. You'll find out one of those types in the next one. See ya!